Wilson Morales talking to Wood Harris, who starred in Mara Brock Akil's Forever. It's good to see you back on the screen.
My brother.
You know, we go back a long
Stop
way.
playing trying to be formal, man. Look at all this.
You know, look at it. Listen, this is, listen, what led you to say yes to taking on this project?
What happened?
What led you to say yes to saying?
Man, they didn't have to do a whole lot. I've known Mara for forever. I coached her son and my daughter on the same basketball team when they were like 8, 9 years old. And like I said the other day, I was wondering how I not worked with some of these people in the industry, right? And she was one of them. And when this came my way, Regina, Mara, Anthony, come on. I mean, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Nah,
and it's here. I'm filming in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? I'm always out of Los Angeles. It's great to be here.
You play what we people will see as the perfect dad. You say they're gonna love your character.
I hope so.
Where did you draw your inspiration to play this character?
Really, it's from me, because I'm a father of 2, and then my brother and myself, we were raised by our dad. We were raised by a man, so all I could do is that. It's nothing. It's my instinct. Drawn from my own fatherly instinct.
So when you look at some of those characters and some of the things that your character tells his son, does that bring back memories of you telling your kids the almost same thing?
It does, but obviously differently. But yes, it does. Because when your kids start dating, I have a son and a daughter, and the dynamic could not be more different depending on it being your daughter or your son. So for my son, very similar to this, and in this first episode that you got to witness, you didn't see me sit down and talk to him about, sex and stuff like that. So when you're faced with that, when you're faced with your kid moving into, hey, yo, what up, homie? What's up, boy? You good? When you're faced with that, you realize a lot about yourself. The way you instruct your kids around the events of their lives, the traditional events, like your first love and first kind of like sexual experiences and first time driving and all those, first time in class, first time making a team, all those things are so important. And then it's what you gauge as a father. You're like, you realize how important sports are and shit. You want your son to hoop and stuff. You realize how important it is to show your daughter male qualities that hopefully she, when she starts to date, that she can see in you. You know what I'm saying? And see a little bit of something positive in you. So, I hope I answered your question, but that's what it is.
And then there's the relationship between your character and Karen Pittman. You play the loving black couple. And when audiences get to see all of the episodes, either they're going to say, my parents are like this, or my parents weren't like this.
Yeah. Well, that is true. My, Karen, first of all, funny, Karen and I went to NYU, okay? She's after me, but we went to the same grad school, educated the same way, so we basically, and we know a lot of the same people, but hadn't met before this. So this was a kinship that was easy to happen and instant chemistry, and she's beautiful, and so coming to work is easy,
Listen, from watching you from way back from The Wire to when you played Spencer on the Lakers series to now, you've done an incredible amount of work. What's the staying power to still being in this business?
That's a great question. For me, it's been decades, and it really separates me from the rest. That's a great question. A lot of things. I would say one thing is being yourself. I never came here, okay, I'm gonna be Denzel, or I'm gonna try to be somebody else. I never really situate myself like that. I always make myself, I'm me, and I stay away from the hoopla. I don't really engage with criticism, critiques, or reviews. I don't look at critiques of me, reviews of me, and any of that. So I feel like it keeps me genuine to myself. The me before I was an actor, me before I was a famous actor. You know, it's important to be in touch with who you are before you're go on this ride and end up, you know, some kind of famous person.
Listen, congratulations on the road.
Thank you,
Congrats on the series.
Hey, this is my dog right here.
Hey, we're gonna make it happen.
I've known this cat over the years. You understand? He's all of my events. Got a lot of love for you, my brother.
Totally appreciate it.
I don't think I've ever done one of these out here in Los Angeles where I ain't see you there, man. So.
All right, we're good.